Hi everyone, welcome back to the shed for episode 10 of the Les Paul Junior build. This time we're going to be positioning and fitting the bridge and routing for the pickup. Right, so fitting the bridge. First things, I've fitted the E-tuners and I've just fitted the nut with a tiny little bit of glue so I can take that off again for finishing purposes. So next I've measured the scale length, which is 24 3/4, and then using a protractor I've just marked a line at 90 degrees to my centre line. Next up, I'm going to draw two lines along the body that extend the line of the neck. So from there I'm going to measure in from the treble side of this bridge line 5/32. And on the base side I'm going to measure below that line 1/16. I'm going to draw a line between those 2 points. And that is our theoretical bridge angle. Like that. But what that doesn't give me is the centre points for my bridge studs. With that done, I've threaded some string through the E-tuners and around the bridge, just so I can measure and check where the bridge is going to sit centrally. Once I've established that, I'm going to draw a line on the outside faces of where the stud sits in the bridge. Next up, I'm going to measure the smooth part of the stud that actually sits into the bridge. That's given me 7.1 millimeters. So I'm going to take that measurement and half it. It gives me roughly 3.6 mil. And then I'm going to measure above the line that we've just drawn. And that is going to give me the centre point of where I need to be drilling. So that's given me the centre line that I need to drill to, but I just need to come in from those lines that I marked half the thickness of that stud again. So that's 3.5 millimeters. And that looks spot on. So from there we can now drill the holes that will hold the studs in place. So I've set the depth stop on the drill, so we'll just get these cut. Now it might be the case when we come to do a proper trial build that we need a little bit more downward adjustment, so we'd simply counterbore the inserts so that we can drop them probably about another 1.5 millimeters. It's not a lot, but it might give you just the adjustment that you need. So there it is, there's the bridge fitted. Now we've measured this very carefully, but these are adjustable to a certain amount, so you can usually get them where they need to be. But if you're looking for absolutely spot on perfect intonation, this really isn't the kind of guitar that you should be building. And that's great, even at its lowest setting it clears the pickup. That will have to come up anyway a little bit to clear the frets, etc. So I think we're somewhere near where we need to be. So that's the bridge fitted. I understand that was quite an in-depth and complicated process, so I'm going to put a link in the description to the forum page where I got the information from in the first place. So if any of you are looking to fit a wraparound bridge like that, that is a really good resource to go and use. I've used it a couple of times now to fit bridges and it's worked perfectly both times. So with the bridge on, just need to work out where I'm going to put the pickup now. That looks about right to me, so I'm just going to mark the holes to give me an approximate position, and then I'll square a line across from the centre line. And I'm just checking there to make sure that even with the bridge at its furthest point forward, it's not going to interfere with the pickup, and we're all fine there. So we can set about routing that. However, my template won't fit unless I take these bushings out. So I've just marked this up with my template, and I'm just going to rough out the bulk with the Forstner bit. I haven't taken too much out, it's not a particularly deep route for the P90. I'm going to go down about 12 to 15 mil for the main body, and then I'll go a little bit deeper on one side just to allow for the wiring. So I'm just going to set my template back up. So I've just added a temporary fence to the template, and I'm going to take this down about another 5 mil in the back half of this route, just to allow for the wires to go through. And there we have the pickup route done. So there's a couple of little jobs we need to do now, and then that's pretty much all the work on the body and neck done. So the first job we need to do is drill a small hole between the pickup route and one of the bridge posts for a ground wire. So I'm going to drill a 3.5 mil hole through there. Could have done with a long series drill bit really. Next job is to drill a hole through from the pickup route into the control cavity for the pickup wires, etc. to go through. Now on this guitar, that is actually quite a long way that I've got to drill. I'll draw it on the top of the body just to give a demonstration. So we need to drill that length, which is about 6 inches, it's 150 mil. The problem I'm going to have is if I start too low and I'm at too steep an angle, I'm going to come out the back of the body before I hit the cavity. But if I'm too high, I won't be able to get the pickup in without fouling on the wire. So I'm going to have to be really careful and think this one through a little bit. So I'm just going to do some figuring out and I'll be back. Right, I've had a look at this and it doesn't actually sit that far below. And if you can see that, it's less than 10 mil that it's got to sit down. So I can start the drill quite high. I'm going to start it higher than 10 mil. And then if I need to just tweak it down a little bit to get the wire in, I can do that without risking going right the way through the back of the body with the drill. And I'm using a little piece of metal pipe as well, which I'm going to rest on the body just that I don't cut into it with the drill bit. And I'm using a very long drill bit. So that's through. Moment of truth. We made it. You can see how close to the top that is. That could have gone bad. Okay, so that's the last of the major body jobs done. The next process will be fitting the frets, but I've got a little bit of time left tonight, so let's do a quick mock-up. So there we have it. It's starting to look something like now. We'll call that one quits now. We've made some really great progress, I feel. So we'll be coming back next time when we'll be getting the frets in.